G'day mate, welcome to my team. This is Joey. We are together, fall in love with our true selves. What do Voldemort, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, and Michael Corleone from The Godfather have in common? They are all popular villains. In literature and film, some characters draw audiences in with their dark charm. They aren't heroes, but have an irresistible appeal. Today, let's explore the darker side of personality, Dark Triad, starting with these love-hate villains. What is the Dark Triad? Hold on, let's start with Voldemort. Imagine a wizard without a nose and glowing red eyes. His name is now forbidden. Yes, I mean Voldemort, the Dark Wizard who terrified the entire magical world. He sought not just power, but total control and immortality. He viewed himself as a superior and indifferent to others' lives, even spilling his soul to create a Hogwarts safe for eternal life. Among Voldemort's traits, extreme narcissism is dominant. This narcissistic personality is one trait of the Dark Triad, typically seen in the belief that one deserves supreme privilege and has an intense desire for power. However, as Voldemort's fate shows, when narcissism and the lust for power spirals out of control, it can lead to destruction. In the gallery of dark personalities, Hannibal Lecter is truly unique. He is a psychiatrist with a deep understanding of human nature and a cannibalistic serial killer. Hannibal's dark charm comes from his intelligence and arrogance. Even while committing horrific acts like murder, he remains composed, smiling, and exuding charm. Among Hannibal's dark traits, the most prominent in the triad is psychopathy, mainly shown through antisocial behavior and sadistic tendencies. He takes pleasure in controlling and manipulating others, finding satisfaction in their suffering. Hannibal shows us that intelligence and evil can coexist, and this contradiction is what gives him his deadly allure. Let's travel back to 1970s New York and meet Michael Corleone, the second-generation godfather of the prestigious Corleone family. He took over during a major family crisis. Ruthless and cold-blooded, he made many decisions that broke laws and ethics, believing they were necessary for family's survival and prosperity. The dark personality trait embodied by the Godfather is Machiavellism from the Triad, named after a 16th century Italian politician who believed the end justified the means. People with this trait are often hard to label as sanely bad, challenging the traditional hero image and prompting us to think about what is right and what is wrong. Narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellism are known as the Dark Triad in psychology. If someone scores high on one or more of these traits, they often show antisocial behaviors or even commit crimes. The Dark Triad is correlated with the Big Five personality traits. Individuals with the Dark Triad usually score very low on agreeableness A and often have low scores in conscientiousness C, while most score high on extroversion E. Are the personality born that way or made that way? This question has puzzled psychologists for years. Through numerous studies and experiments, they found that personality traits, whether from the Big Five or the Dark Triad, results from interplay of various factors, mainly including three aspects. 1. Innate biological factors, including temperament types, genetics, appearance, and physique. 2. Family and social factors during growth, such as family, education, friends, community, and culture. 3. Personal cognition factors, self-awareness, protection of the world, and thinking patterns. When Voldemort was still Tom Riddle, his childhood was filled with abandonment and loneliness. His mother died shortly after giving birth in an orphanage, and he never knew his father, leaving him confused about identity and belonging. He categorized the people as strong or weak, showing no mercy to the latter, and sought absolute power and immortality. These traits reflected his deep insecurity, rooted in his dissatisfaction with his background and fear of death. Modern psychological research finds partly support Voldemort's motivations. Experiments show that when narcissists wear their own pictures, their brainwave patterns match those during negative emotions. This means that while narcissists might practice a "I'm the best" attitude, they don't actually feel happy or satisfied when they see their own faces. The antisocial traits of Hannibal Lecter and The Godfather are closely tied to their backgrounds and upbringing. Hannibal faced war and family tragedies as a child, deeply impacting his psychological development. This led to a lack of empathy, high impulsivity, and a distorted moral compass, along with a cold attitude towards humanity. Michael Corleone, on the other hand, was well educated and initially pursued personal morals and ideals. However, after the family faced repeated attacks and betrayals, he stopped considering societal norms and ethics. To protect his family and interests, he became unhesitating in eliminating threats, even if it meant taking out his trusted associates and brothers. If you encounter someone with dark triad traits in real life, how shall we deal with? First, stay vigilant and recognize potential manipulation and aggression. Second, maintain your boundaries and distance yourself as soon as you sense danger. If needed, call the police or seek medical help to ensure your safety and mental well-being. Lastly, remember that while everyone has the potential to change, it often requires time and professional intervention. Understanding and compassion are important, but protecting yourself and others from harm is crucial. You might wonder how to identify someone with the dark triad. Individuals with these traits often consistently display the following behaviors. They skip classes or take off work if they don't feel like it, even just because it is raining. They enjoy associating with important people and compare themselves to celebrities, saying things like, "Everyone says I could play Batman." After being criticized, they go to great lengths to prove the other person wrong. They really feel anxious or panic, even in serious situations like a car accident, staying calm. They enjoy mocking others and also being mocked. They feel no pressure in breaking rules, always finding excuses to cut in line or run red lights. Those who completely agree with the statements 1 minus 3 might spend their life admiring their reflections by river, ultimately becoming a narcissist transformed by Zeus's lightning. Yes, that's the narcissistic personality. Those who embrace statements 4 minus 6 might have a desk in front of a floor-to-ceiling window on Wall Street, being ruthless about everything except stock market changes. Indeed, they have psychopathic traits, and many are financial giants. Narcissists and psychopaths often also display Machiavellism. Even if you believe you possess dark personality traits, it's not a big deal. Everyone may have some dark sides, to varying degrees. Psychologists have found that traits of psychopathy can be seen in many individuals who have never committed violent and criminal acts, often excelling as elites, like the Finnegan mentioned earlier, or soldiers who perform complex operations requiring intense focus. If we have some traits from the dark triad, we should play our strengths and avoid our weaknesses. Here's a summary. Enhance confidence and self-expression in narcissistic traits while minimizing self-promotion at others' expense. Keep emotional stability and strong will of psychopathic traits while controlling the craving for excitement. Try to see things from others' perspectives. Boost your agreeableness. Always remember that personality is shaped by thinking habits. By changing how you see yourself and the world, you can change your trait and reshape your future. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for updates on the latest content and psychology insights. In future episodes, we will continue to explore some widely discussed topics, such as MBTI and borderline personality. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. See ya!